In a world full of chaos and destruction, four men are setting out to bring you the most important, nonsensical information that you didn't know you needed to know. Welcome to Essentially Nonsense.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Essentially Nonsense. We took a short hiatus. We are now back and better than ever. I'm joined here today by the duo of David and the mysterious Davis. So I'm unprepared. Davis just threw this at me literally 30 seconds ago saying, hey, here's my idea. You go ahead and host. Go fuck yourself, Josh. I said, thanks. So this is what I'm doing. Today,
You got it.
today we are just simply going to read each other some questions that we find amusing for some dumb reason, and we're going to vote on who wins between the two of us. So I am going to go ahead. We're just going to jump right into it. Let's see. Davis, I want you to read your first question.
All right, my first question is, you have one goal, and that goal is to make the cashier as uncomfortable as possible. And you're in Walmart, you have to pick 3 items. What 3 items are you going to pick to make that cashier wonder what the hell you're doing when you go home?
Oh, man.
All right. I think I've already got mine, honestly.
Oh,
I
damn.
need a second.
I'm sorry. It's just one of those things, you know? All right.
Okay.
So, 1, you buy one of those dog toys, right? The ones that kind of look like, kind of like beehives, right? They've got a hole in the bottom. You can put stuff in them. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Hey, what?
You haven't seen this? They're dog toys. They're rubber. They have a...
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I got you.
All right, the second thing you buy is peanut butter. Obviously, we're gonna put the peanut butter in the cone.
I see where this is going.
I mean, the third one we're just gonna buy is just a simple box of condoms, right? Now, if the cashier's anything like any of us, they're going to put this together. They're gonna say, this person is gonna be distracting their dog with this toy of peanut butter so they can stick their dick inside of him.
Yeah.
That's awful. Bestiality is illegal.
That's the first thing.
Now, hold on. Is it illegal?
Isn't
it like if it's over a certain poundage? I'm pretty sure it's
I
illegal.
feel it.
Let me look at West Virginia's because they had some weird laws last time I looked this up.
I'm pretty sure it's like federal.
I'm pretty sure you can
can't
fuck a
do
horse
shit.
if you want.
Oh.
Now, a cat might be a little illegal.
I think all of that is wrong.
I mean, it's absolutely
I'm
wrong.
not saying it's right. I'm just saying you can do it if you chose to.
I'm sure you could do it, but it's like everything. It's only illegal if you get caught, technically. So
The only federal law prohibiting zoophilic pornography. There is no federal law which explicitly prohibits sex between humans and animals. Whew. Let's look at Ohio. Illegal statewide, so you can get 90 days in prison and a $750 fine.
Worth it.
It says West Virginia legal. 2017 bill would have banned it. 2018 bill would ban it, but it's not banned yet.
did not pass.
New Mexico.
What does that
legal.
say?
What? There's only 2 states that it's legal in. No,
Wow.
DC, it says legal. Since May 23rd, 1995. Hawaii. What in the world?
Well, I've seen those like dumb stories where people are like marrying their dogs and stuff. I don't know what that entails, but
The honeymoon, obviously.
I hope not. But probably.
This is wild. But yeah, that's what I would buy, you know. Sometimes you just gotta go into Walmart and let them think you're into a bit of bestiality.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I think I'm getting my inspiration from Jackass a little bit, but I'm gonna go to Walmart and I'm gonna buy some little thing of lube. So you don't need much. Magic Mike on Blu-ray, and then a bunch of RC cars, the little Hot Wheels shit.
What are you doing with the RC cars?
I don't.
You guys haven't seen Jackass, have you?
No.
I haven't. Apparently, this
The,
installation.
the dude, his thing. What was the guy who died a few years back?
Oh, I can't remember his name.
There's a
Well,
bunch
but
of 'em.
I know.
Well, he put a toy car in a condom and put it in his butt. And then he went to get an X-ray, saying that he was at a party and he passed out, and a bunch of friends played a joke on him. And then they took an X-ray and saw a toy car in his ass.
Damn.
Oh yeah, this is a good movie, man. Yeah, that's my answer.
God, their insurance rates have to be through the roof.
Oh my god.
Insurance.
Yeah. Their health insurance rates, man, they have to be high.
I think, if it was me, I know it's my question, but if it was me, I think I would buy a funnel first,
Oh God.
because then they're thinking, what's the funnel for? And then, and then just a single goldfish,
Oh, God.
and then a little bit of lube, and I think that's what I would get.
Is the goldfish even gonna fit down the funnel?
That's, I mean,
You lube the
all
fucking
these
funnel up,
questions,
brother.
all these questions will be going through your mind.
I would just hope they're completely unrelated products. This is why I can't be a cashier. I would 100% judge people based off of what they're buying. Like, yeah, sometimes you'll see the people buying like 10 boxes of like Mountain Dew or some shit. Completely unnecessary. But then you have people like us. Like, somebody is actually going through there and buying stuff just to make the cashier think weird things.
Well, so who wins? Who?
I gotta give it to David. He got the best one, because I don't even understand. I mean, I get what you're saying, but why do you need Magic
I
Mike?
don't know. Magic Mike. Okay, that's what makes most sense. Magic Mike with Channing Tatum. You know, fuck off. I don't have to explain myself. This is cashier. Here's my question: which group of people do you think have the most secret racists?
The most secret what?
Racists.
I
A
mean,
group
white
of people
people.
could be anything. I know, like I'm saying, like an organization, like the
Oh.
like the NHL or the Boy Scouts of America, and it can't be an obvious one like the KKK. That's obvious. It has to be like a secret.
I mean, they're not very secret about it.
Who is-
Does the executive branch of the federal government count?
You gotta explain yourself here.
One would argue that's not very secret either.
Oh man,
What's your explanation? I guess.
my explanation. Do you want me to start reading the tweets?
Oh god.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna change my answer. All right. Let me think about it a bit more.
Nobody said Boy Scouts because I was in the Boy Scouts.
I was in the Boy Scouts.
Eagle Scout,
I-
motherfucker.
Did not do
I
that
was in the
either
Boy
way.
Scouts.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I was the same. I was too cool to quit to get to the Eagle Scout. I was too cool. I couldn't do
You know how many times I got laid in the Boy Scouts?
it. None, or maybe a couple by your fucking headmaster.
Okay. Listen, I've repressed this. I've gone to therapy. I'm at peace with it.
I don't think repressing it means you're at peace with it.
It's the same thing, man.
Just push
Apples
it
and
down.
Come on, guys. I need an answer.
Man,
I
What
don't know.
organization has the most secret racist?
most secret racist.
Most secret. I don't know. I'm thinking. I want to do something terrible. I want to say the NAACP, but that's totally not right. It's a bad answer. But-
Hold on, pause here. Everybody is allowed to be racist. That's like a God-given right. Not
Yeah.
a good one, but it's there.
Okay, sure. Where are we going with this?
I'm just
Where are you
saying.
getting?
This
If
is
he wants to call
America.
the NAACP racist, he's allowed to.
I mean,
It's
my
true,
thought
but they're
process
not.
is the NHL for sure, because it has,
NHL. I mean, it's a bunch of white guys.
I mean, if you, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there's honestly one black guy in the entire NHL,
It's
and he plays
yeah,
for
his name's
Buffalo. of all
PK
teams.
Subban.
How the hell do you know
I mean,
that?
that's my answer if I had to answer.
All right, I've got an answer.
NHL's a good one,
I've
but
got an answer. I'm gonna go with the Freemasons, and my
that's a
explanation
good
for
one.
this is that every time I've been to a Masonic temple or like a meeting, like I was invited to dinner with them once, all super old white guys, all of them, every single one.
Okay.
So I've I've never seen or heard of a black Freemason. Now that's my limited experience here in Appalachia, but
Yeah,
So
dude,
I do
same.
have a friend who's a Mason. I won't say anything really about it because it's more of a secret thing. I'm not saying the racist either. I'll make that clear. But I do see your point. It is a bunch of
yeah,
old
I
white
don't think
dudes.
they're like racist
Yeah.
on like an individual level, but I feel like segregation is just kind of like there's just
Yeah.
they're more African Americans and other minorities are like more of a minority in the organization. Now, I'm not going
Okay.
to sit here and say that like every single Freemason is racist because that's absolutely not true. But
I would say the most racist people are pick any front office of any professional sports team. That's the most racist organization.
what do you mean by front office? I don't know anything about sports.
Like the GM and like the vice president, the people who control the money essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of any of them, I mean, it doesn't matter. Pick one.
I get where you're coming from because, like, put it in football perspective, the Jets, they just signed Joe Flacco a week ago, who failed physicals, is still injured, has a leg injury, and Cam Newton is just sitting somewhere working out in his home gym. I understand your point.
Yep.
However,
Yep.
I think I have to give it to David because
Yeah.
I got
Oh.
married at a Mason's place, I believe, and every picture they had was just a bunch of old white dudes. So I got to give it to David.
I'm serious. Like I don't.
Dang.
The Masons are racist, but I feel like the organization
Right,
exudes like old white person vibes.
right.
I get what you mean. I mean, there was one back home, and it's like the smallest town ever. So, and there are no black people in that town. So, I mean, I don't know.
David, what do you got?
All right. So okay, here we go. You've got $10,000, right? And the only thing you can do with this 10,000 is invest it into the stock market. What companies are you investing in?
Is it one
Ooh.
individual company I'm putting all in on, or
No,
is
no,
it
no.
several?
You can choose multiple, whatever you want.
I have a great I have an answer right now. I mean,
Go for it.
because I've been doing it. I would put all in a lot of it, at least. I'd say 70%. 70% into a company called Moderna. It's the company that is leading in the vaccine development of the coronavirus. Because if that thing gets approved, that stock is going to fly through the roof. And I mean, speaking from personal experience, I bought it at $30 and it's now at $70. So you'd make a bunch of money there just generally. Each time it passes a phase of the clinical trial, it's going to go up more. And then on top of that, I would invest into travel companies because people don't listen to the CDC or the WHO. I mean, it's just true. And especially America. And eventually things will bounce back. And then you'll make your money back off those things because they're in the floor right now. So that's what I'm doing and would do. But I don't have 10K, you know.
In the last month or so, I've been trying to get more into stocks. I can tell you, I don't know a fucking thing about it. So I don't know if this helps or hinders your point. But where I work, the aluminum plant, we are a direct we sell aluminum straight to Boeing. And Boeing had a lot of issues with their planes there last year or so.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I can tell you their stock has fucking plummeted
Oh, it's dropped
to
over
earth,
$140.
just like their
3 months.
planes. I don't know what hit earth harder, their planes or their stocks, but it hit
Yikes.
it
They're like
hard.
40 right now. They're coming down from like 300.
Man, I can't even give a good answer. Okay, hold on. I'll tell you, I've done this. I'm gonna invest in like entertainment. amusement parks, movie theaters, things like that. Because unlike airplanes, they're not going to come crashing down out of the sky. People are going to go out. They're going to go see a movie. They're going to go out to Cedar Point or Kings Island or these places. So I'm putting 10K in right there.
Just entertainment.
I don't.
companies.
Entertainment.
I don't
Are you
know
including
though. As
Disney?
far as
Disney World, yeah.
Disney is like
Or,
the
or do you mean
biggest
Disney as a whole?
entertainment company. Probably the biggest companies in the world, just to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they've taken
yeah.
a small fall from Disney World and Disneyland being shut down.
I'm telling you, once these places open back up, business will be booming. That's where I'm going with it.
All right. Well, I reckon I have to give mine. So, I mean, I would look at
Me-
things like the marijuana industry. Obviously, I feel like
Yeah,
that's
that's a good one,
gonna
too.
skyrocket eventually. I mean,
Eventually, though, just win.
every time a state legalizes it, like whatever company is around selling the marijuana, it's gonna shoot up.
Yeah.
let's see.
the problem is Sleepy Joe Biden doesn't want to legalize it.
That's exactly why I wouldn't do it yet. Until he confirms that he would, then I'll put stocks in, even before the election. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Second one, esports. 100% digital
That's-
entertainment. Going like similar
Yeah.
direction as Josh. Like esports has taken off since coronavirus started because they can still play. I mean, you still have
See,
that, and you still have like billions of people over in Asia still fully invested in esports, and it's only growing over there. So the more money these companies are putting in, like the more viewers they're garnering, the more the stocks are going to go up. Like Amazon just like came out with a new video game called Crucible. 100%, they'll probably try to monetize that. And then Riot's new game Valorant, and Riot created League of Legends, which is one of the biggest esports games. Tons of pros are already like jumping ship to go into that. So I think esports is going to be growing like exponentially in the next decade or so.
you kids wanting to sit around and watch people play them video games. Back in my day, we'd go outside and play our video games.
We go play stickball.
Well, who wins?
Well, hold on.
You can't vote for yourself.
On top of this, I actually invest a ton into an energy company that creates like fuel cells, and I feel like they're gonna take off soon, guaranteed. Mostly because I invested in them. So my decisions
No.
alone are gonna make them take off. But the energy sector,
No conflict of interest.
no, absolutely not. Natural gas, I think, is gonna be one of the next biggest things.
So, yeah, go ahead and tell Davis why I'm right and he's wrong.
Actually, I don't know. I mean, on one hand, entertainment, I feel like if you would have expanded into like cruise lines and stuff, maybe.
Well, I mean, of course, that's just a given, man.
I don't know.
He's just changing his answer. He's
I don't know
changing
about
his
that one.
answer.
But on top of it, I think Davis's coronavirus like vaccine would do absolute wonders for any
Okay.
kind of.
But haven't I heard that there's no vaccine for the common cold, though, and it's pretty much the same thing.
Isn't there a vaccine for the cold?
Not really.
That's for the flu.
Yeah, there's one for the flu. It's not the same. I mean, it's
But it's very similar, though, is the thing.
But
So
I
I
It's
don't
not.
know.
anything
It's not.
to help with coronavirus is going to be accepted into open arms in the near future.
Let me.
Short-term buy.
Okay,
like,
okay,
that's
look.
good.
I don't know what pact you guys made before this podcast to decide with each other. But I'm not here for it.
Let me give an example, a small example. Okay, this company Moderna, before the coronavirus, stock was at like $12 per stock, and then the coronavirus came, and they did the phase 1 clinical trial, and it went up to $40. That's like a 400% growth in a month.
Okay, wait,
So if each time they pass a phase of these trials, it goes up 400%, you're talking an huge increase on investment. So
let me ask you this though: how hard is it to get through the successive phases of the clinical trials, and how many are there?
there's technically there's 4, but there's 3. So there's 3 as the FDA is concerned. So number 1 is basically you're assessing safety, whether if it kills the patient or if they're having bad side effects, whatever. And then the second one is where they start to get into safety and like if it actually works. So safety is the main thing in the first one, and then the second one is where they get into, and that's like less than 10 people usually. And then when you get into the second one, you're like 100 to 1,000 people. And then that's when they try to start seeing, because even though people design drugs for one, like as if everyone is the same, people are not the same. So we have to see if it actually works on that scale. And so then you bring it out bigger, and then the last one is 1,000 people or greater than 1,000. And so then you go into like 10,000 people. And then phase 4 is basically FDA approves it, and then it's out the door and everybody can use it. And that's when you see it. At phase 3, it's considered that it works and it's safe. And phase 4 is basically just giving it to the general public, where tens of thousands of people have it, and you see if there's any other issues.
So, with this company, are they working with the World Health Organization and stuff?
I'm not sure if they're working with WHO, especially since, the U.S. has decided we want to cut everything. And then, we're stupid. Yeah. So, but they did get a huge amount of money, like I think almost $500 million from the United States government a while back to develop this vaccine. So, like, it's being funded via the company and via taxpayer dollars. So the thing that is going to be interesting is how much is it going to cost if it gets approved? Because it was funded, like a lot of other drugs, by taxpayer money. So that's just what we'll have to see. But I imagine that with something of this magnitude, they'll try to keep it cheap. But you have to remember that they're spending millions upon billions of dollars to get this thing to market. And it's a company, and they have to try and make fucking money. Gotta make some money.
Of course they do. Capitalism.
Bunch of fucking nerds.
No, I would
Yeah, I
say
know.
the past
But if
3
they
months,
get it to market, they'll make so much. I mean, it's not even going to be a question.
the past 3 months, my stock portfolio has gone up 12%. So, just saying.
Dude, I was just checking it. Mine's up, I think I'm at like 20% or something like that.
Oh, look at this big guy over here.
Yeah, buddy. I'm telling you, ever since the stocks crashed, I've been buying because, like, they're cheaper than hell right now.
I mean, I like to live by Warren Buffett's, like, one-liner advice. Be fearful
Buy
when
and
people are
hold.
greedy, and be greedy when people are fearful. So,
Yep.
I mean, if we start to hit a recession and people are scared, they start selling off all their stuff, that's when I'll be buying. But, sorry, Josh. Davis gets this one.
Boom. I'm up.
What's your question again?
Me again. All right. So, the next one I have, kind of dumb, but all right. So there's 2 mind readers reading each other's mind. Whose mind are they really reading?
What the fuck? Okay, wait. Got the answer to this one, right? Do you know
Okay.
when you have a mic plugged in, right? And the speaker is playing sound, but the mic picks up the sound, and it just keeps playing it back and forth, and it gets louder and louder and louder, and it's just like this really high-pitched noise. That's got to be it. I feel like their heads are going to literally explode.
See, but we're not speakers, David. All right, they're just hearing each other talk to each other. That's all it is. So I'm over here calling Davis a fucking nerd, and fucking Davis is calling me a douche. We're just talking to each other back and forth, calling each other names. We hear each other.
Well, I don't
That's all
know,
it is.
because
Just being
ahead.
friendly, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't know about that. Okay, no, listen to this explanation here, right? So, when you are like reading somebody's mind, right, you're getting their thoughts. But if they're reading your mind, they're getting your thoughts, which are getting their thoughts, which are getting your thoughts, repeatedly, infinitely, until your brains turn into fucking mush and pour out your nose. There's no way that doesn't happen, right?
I
It's
mean,
not a point.
I don't know if mind readings is a real thing.
Oh, here we go. Just
But
shitting
if it
on the
were,
come
question because
on.
he can't give an answer.
I already did. My answer's right.
And to be honest, I don't even know what your answer was.
They're just talking to each other, man.
So
like-
you're saying that if I'm reading your mind,
It's like
Yeah,
here,
I would-
I'll put it like, so you hook your headset up to your PlayStation, right?
okay.
And then you have it to where the audio doesn't come out of your headphones but out of the TV. So I talk in my mic, but I hear it come back out of the TV. That's all it is. And then old Joe Schmo across the table from me does the same thing. We're just hearing each other, man.
So it's like we hear each other internally, but we don't actually have to speak the words.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ah.
That's 100%.
I think I need a second round. I need 15 seconds of like why your answer is better from each.
I'm already scraping the bottom of the barrel here, Davis.
I'm torn. I need something to push me over the edge.
Do we both have 15 seconds or is it 15 in total? Because I'll just talk the entire time if I need to, so he doesn't get a word in.
You both have 15 seconds each.
Okay. I mean, when does my time start?
All right, go ahead right now.
Fuck. So it's just a two-way conversation, man. It's me and you having a conversation. I can hear myself talk to you whenever I'm verbally talking.
Time. Okay. David, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Go.
All right. We're just going to do this with a quick demonstration. Like, make your mic, turn it on, listen back, and then play it through the speakers, but keep your mic plugged in, and you'll listen to what they'll hear.
I don't know how to do that.
I'm sorry, you also don't know how to read mine, so.
Time.
He got me there.
All right, David wins. Man.
Josh, you gotta,
Alright,
you gotta
fine.
pick it up.
I guess. Shit. My question. So aliens have just invaded Earth, and they just demand to speak to your leader. Who do you say your leader is? Who do you tell the aliens your leader is?
Fuck. Not Donald Trump. I mean, anyone but.
Who's our leader?
Who is it?
Like,
I feel like it. Can we choose more than one?
I will allow a group of 3 leaders, tops. 1 to 3.
3 tops.
you gotta find somebody that, like, knows what they're doing.
I'm
Keanu
thinking
Reeves.
2. I got
That's
2.
my answer.
Oh,
Keanu
Nope.
damn,
Reeves.
that's a good one.
Keanu Reeves.
All right.
He's famous. He's grounded. Like, if he says something, like, just because of his celebrity status, people are gonna listen, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
dumb and
Okay.
good there.
Okay. Fair point.
Man, You got 2 more.
Me,
No,
I don't have to pick 3.
It's 1, 2, 3. You have
I don't even know 3 celebrities. Like, what the fuck?
3.
Man, I was thinking like actual world leaders. I
You
was
can do
an actual.
anybody. You can
He's
do
a
your own mom if you
cultural
want.
leader.
You can do your mom if you want. It doesn't matter.
My mom
You
would
just gotta
be
explain
awful.
why.
My mom, listen, when she picks up the phone, she instantly gets angry, and I don't know why. So I can't imagine if aliens came down to Earth. She'd just be so pissed at them.
Man, I was just thinking like, I can't. Any of my family, it would just be a disaster. I mean, you might as well just pull the plug on the Earth.
Guys, it doesn't have to be your family, okay? This is an example.
Gotcha, I'm just getting angry.
Damn it, fucking aliens.
All right, I got a few. I think number 1 should be Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister. Even though he did blackface, I know he shouldn't have done that. It's a bad thing, but generally, he's a good guy. You know, I feel like he's got his head in the right place, and through this pandemic, he's been pretty good overall as far as his citizens go. So number 1 would be him. Number 2, I feel like you got to have a psychopath on there. You know,
What?
just you got to have one. You got to have a psychopath because you got to have the good guy who can make like the final decisions, but you also have to have someone who's like only looking out for themselves. So
Good cop, bad
Jeff
cop, man.
Bezos would be
Bezos.
number 2.
Oh God. The world's over.
And
He's gonna try to buy the fucking aliens.
he's gonna try to get Amazon shipments to the alien planet.
If he can get the
And-
USPS to deliver on Sunday, he can buy this fucking alien
Yeah.
spaceship.
Yeah, and then the last one, I feel like you gotta have somebody who is in touch with like the common man, and so I think I would get
Jimmy
yeah.
Jimmy Carter.
I think I would go with I can't think of anybody.
Jimmy Carter.
You got 5 seconds. 5,
fucking
4,
uh
3.
Michael
Dude.
Scott from the from the office.
David wins.
Ah, come
The
on.
earth is dead with you.
I mean, honestly, like Jeff Bezos, he's gonna kill everyone.
Well, who makes the money?
He's already on track to be the world's first trillionaire by like 2026 or
True.
something. That's insane to think
Well-
about. But imagine having $1,000 billion.
I can't even think about having one of those.
Josh, wait, who are yours?
Oh, do I need it? Okay.
I mean, what's
Well-
what we've been doing so far?
You're right. I had an answer. I really did.
Himself?
Charlie
Honestly, it's like, take me to your leaders. Like, you're looking at him, buddy. Josh Myers, how you doing?
Manson.
And if I'm thinking to
Honestly, it would be amazing because you basically just self-promote yourself to the strongest person in the world.
myself, the aliens will take over, and people like Trump and Putin and all these guys will lose their power, and like the aliens will be like, "Well, he said he's in charge, so
See,
there I go."
Oh, good.
I feel like we have to
Oh,
like
good.
avoid politicians because of like the super
That's
polarizing
fair.
sides that we've had like in the modern era. Because I mean, even Trudeau, like, there's
Yeah,
obviously a bunch of people that hate him that are on the opposite side of the political spectrum than him.
for sure.
But I mean,
But-
I don't know.
I just keep thinking of how many tweets Donald Trump would send out if Josh was the new leader of the world.
At Josh Myers, he's a phony and a fraud. And this is an attack
China.
on the American people.
He's the worst.
And you know what? I've
Yeah.
dealt with the most aliens, the most, and they all think I'm great. I've made huge deals with the aliens.
Yeah. Trump doesn't have a good history with aliens. We'll just,
He does.
we just got to leave him out of this.
Well, I mean, he locked the last aliens up. Actually, they're still locked up, aren't they? Aliens being,
They're at the bottom of an ocean somewhere, buddy. I don't know.
well, I was gonna say aliens being immigrants, but you know.
I know. Trump just threw him off the boat somewhere. they're out of his hair.
All right, here's my next question. It's my turn, right? Yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah.
All right, you get to be a background character in any movie or TV show. Which is it and why?
Okay, so am I an already established character, or do I get to make my own character in any movie or TV show?
You can do either,
Okay.
but background. So you're not a main character. You're not even like a secondary main character. At best,
Basically, you're just
a
an
tertiary
extra.
main character, or you're literally just someone walking around on the street
I
while shit's
got my
going
answer.
down.
I got my
I
answer.
got mine
Oh,
too.
okay,
I'm ready to
so-
go.
All right,
You
fuck.
said okay. I'm gonna give my answer anyway, even though it does not meet the criteria of what you just explained. I'm gonna be the Winter Soldier from the Captain America movies,
He's not a
strictly
background character.
because. Do what?
He's not a background character. But okay.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
not Captain America. He's kind of in the background of a lot of things.
All right, keep going.
He's just Cap's good old buddy. Then in the end, some other dude comes in and just cucks him, which is just pretty much my entire life. At the end of it all, spoiler alert, I get cucked. His new friend gets the shield. I get nothing except this cool metal arm. Pretty much how my life is now.
You're gonna get a cool metal arm. Your work can do that, right? You supply aluminum.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I can't guarantee the quality at this point, but
All right. Davis, what is it?
All right. I want to be a background character, and when I say background character, I mean you don't know who I am, but I am there in every shot. And I mean every shot in the Halloween movie.
No. Davis is the background character of a forensics show where they're all the scene of a crime, and Davis gives some dumb one-liner, and then it's just poorly acted, but it stays on the show anyway.
It would be fun to do that. But I want to be the Halloween movies. And basically, every time Michael is walking, you know how he never runs, he always walks in the movie. I'm just walking on the street behind him. Just like, that's interesting. and then like it just like, for example, like he in the first movie, if you haven't seen it by now, it was made in the 70s. It's your fault.
I haven't seen
It's
a
not my fault.
spoiler. I haven't seen it.
I mean, it was made in the 70s. If I can't have a spoiler for a 40-year-old movie, it's not my fault. But if like in the last scene where he like gets pushed out the window, I'm just like sitting on the bed while she's in the closet, like getting stabbed at by Michael. And I'm just going, that's interesting. That'll be my line for all of it. No matter what's going on, I'll just go, that's interesting.
So you're in every Halloween between 1970 and 2019 where you just say,
yep,
that's interesting.
That's actually kind of fucking funny.
The house catches on fire in the newest one, and you're like, that's interesting.
Imagine if you were just vlogging the whole thing.
I mean, we could do that as the time goes. I could just have a camera, and then like as it goes on. So like in the 70s, I would have a gigantic camera.
It's like one of those with a tripod, and you got to like crank the wheel to record.
Exactly.
Like, record yourself with him cranking this wheel.
Yeah, and as we go, like I go to the Crazer and the Razor in the 2000s, and then when I get
do what?
Fuck.
What
yeah.
is this?
The Motorola Razor, you don't know what I'm talking about?
I've never heard of the Crazer before.
Oh, there was a Crazer. It was the thicker version of the Razor.
I love the Razor. So
it was good. But
I remember when Motorola was sponsored by the NFL, and there was this commercial I saw as a kid, and I believed it was this sharp. This coach was talking on this Motorola Razor. He gets pissed off, just throws it sideways into the door of a car, and I thought it was that sharp growing up. It just sticks in this shit. Then my dad got one, and I was so disappointed.
But anyways, yeah, as the arc goes, like in the newest one, I would have like an iPhone. So that's what I would do for sure.
How long have you been thinking of this?
Honestly, right now. Right now. That was the first thing that I thought of when you said it. I was like, oh man, I want to be in there. And then it sort of went from there. But
yeah. You've been writing letters for years to whoever writes the Halloween movie.
let me in a movie.
You ignored me for the last 6 letters, but I had this great idea.
Honestly, they should go back and remaster them and just put them in there.
Be like,
They should just put those films at the bottom of the ocean and set it on fire. They're done.
Oh.
That's rude.
Garbage films. There, I said
Good
it.
film.
Is that an unpopular opinion? I've never seen them.
Yeah, no one's seen those films. Only Davis has.
That's not true. I've watched these movies with Blake. I will give you that basically after the second one, like in the 70s and 80s, they were terrible. But generally, they're just it's a fun movie franchise. I'm not going to argue because it's the best, and there's no way you can sway me.
No way, huh?
No way. All right. I mean, David, do you have one?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to be like the little kid in The Incredibles when he like puts his hand down on the car and he like breaks it, and the kid's just sitting there on his tricycle. And he's like, whoa. And then he comes back later, and the dude's like, what are you waiting on? And he said, something incredible to happen. You know? That's it. That's all I
Sure.
wanted in my life. But I guess that Davis wins.
Woo!
I'm sorry, Josh. You're 0 for 4.
Yeah, I'll take a shot later for it. Getting skunked like this.
Yep. What are we? Are we tied? I think.
Yeah, we're tied.
2.
So you guys are tied? Okay, I'll ask a
No,
question.
it's 4-2, but yeah, we're tied.
4
All
to
right,
2.
so I'll go ahead and ask the tiebreaker then. All right, I got to decide here. All right. So they're making a movie about your life. What actor or actress would you get to play you?
Oh gosh.
Scarlett O'Hara.
I don't know who Scarlett O'Hara is.
Oh, yes, you do.
Do I?
I think, or maybe I'm Scarlett something. You know Scarlett O'Hara. I may be thinking of the wrong person. I don't know.
Scarlett
O'Hara is a
Johansson from the
fictional
Avengers movie?
character.
Yep, that's who I was thinking
Are you
about. Yep.
What?
I don't know where I got O'Hara from, but she
Scarlett
was
O'Hara's
in
a
Gone
real
with the
person.
Wind. She's from Gone with the Wind, so yeah, the protagonist.
Okay, so Scarlett O'Hara. Come back.
I'm joking. It was a joke. I don't want to actually have Scarlett O'Hara, but
Okay, so who's portraying Davis? All right, yeah. All right, we'll go ahead and void that one. We'll get some critical thinking. I want to know why this is. Okay, what kitchen utensil are you?
Oh shit.
what kitchen utensil am I?
Yeah. What are you?
I'm a fucking spork because I'm all purpose and I can do
Okay.
all kinds of stuff.
I mean, you're still pretty limited.
I can do anything.
I want to be tongs.
Tongs. Okay.
Tongs,
Why
yeah.
tongs?
Because I can be used on the grill and in the kitchen, you know? I want to go outside a little bit. And
Fair.
when something falls in between that crack of your oven
Ooh.
and your counter, you can use the tongs to pick them up.
Here's the thing, though. I also live in KFCs everywhere, so
That's
you know.
true.
Yeah,
chicken.
but that means you're partially responsible for the obesity pandemic.
Oh.
Hey, you know, everyone has to bear their cross, you know, and that one's mine. It's a spork.
Are you plastic or metal?
I think you know, unfortunately.
Plastic.
If
This
I'm in a
guy.
KFC, I'm gonna be disposable.
See, my answer is a refrigerator. Just because I'm always there. I never really give you any fits, but sometimes you might have to fix my ice maker just a little bit.
Your
And
light
I'm
goes
just going
out.
yeah, occasionally a light will go out. You know, I keep everybody around me nice and cool, nice and calm. You know, that milk ain't gonna go bad in me. You leave that on that counter, and that milk's spoiled in a day.
Put some milk in you.
But milk, whatever you need to, vegetables, cucumbers, hey, whatever you need to put in there, you put in there, keep it nice and cool. No problem. Now,
I feel like you thought for that for a long
Try.
time.
yes, I have. Yeah. But man, these answers are both just the
Awful.
worst.
Oh, come on.
I think I
Gosh,
think I go to Tongs.
No!
I think I do.
Damn it.
If I'm frying something, man, I don't want to reach my hand down in that frying pan to grab it. I'm gonna grab me some
Right.
tongs. I could use the spork, but you know, a little bit of that grease gonna pop in my hand and hurt me. I don't want that. I go tongs.
Tongs are superior, honestly.
Shit.
You can even eat with them if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go
guess.
down that road because you lose that
You
argument.
can pick up a few noodles.
I think I would rather use a spork to eat with.
Yeah, but I don't know. Davis, I think if you would have like added the knife portion onto your spork, I don't know what that's called, but maybe you would
The
have
handle's a knife.
A spife?
Spice? That sounds like a slur.
It's close.
You fucking
I
spike.
think- Oh man, I don't even know what it would be, but it's something.
I don't know. I feel like there is one, you know?
When
Oh,
you
wait,
type
wait, no.
spife.
The word spife is a real thing.
Oh shit.
Spoon and knife, spife.
Yeah.
But
What's
the
up?
spoon and fork and knife is a splade.
A splade. That sounds
Splade.
so fucking cool.
I think it should be called a sporf.
There's a sporf too. A utensil
Shit.
consisting of spoon on one end, a fork on the other end, and edge tines that are sharpened or serrated.
Okay, no,
Jeez.
I found a circle chart, right? You got your fork,
Should've-
spoon, and knife. And the fork knife is called a nork,
Yeah.
K-N-O-R-K. The knife spoon is called a spife. The fork and spoon is obviously a spork, and altogether it's called a splade.
Okay, but you're leaving out the fork chops. These are basically a
Fork
pair of
chops?
chopsticks with a small fork and knife on the non-pointed ends.
All right, we're done talking about utensils.
Wait, what about the
Why
chop
would
fork?
you? Why would
Utensil.
you just call it a sporf?
What would you call it anything?
Splade sounds cool, honestly.
Yeah, it does.
But chop fork, chork, and fork chops are also real.
Jesus. From what there is literally a thing on futureengineers.org. Sporf is a 3-in-1 fork, knife, and spoon. It is innovative because astronauts will spend less time gathering their kitchen utensils.
On this Wikipedia page for a list of eating utensils, the Fun Dip dipping stick is actually listed here. I
Damn.
always eat those. I like those more than the actual powder.
Ew,
What?
those are disgusting.
No, they're not. They're great.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
It's just a
fuck
piece
you.
of chalk. You can draw on the sidewalk with that shit.
So, I'm drawing on
Damn
the
it.
insides with it.
Well, anybody else got anything? Any other side topics?
Do you just want to call it after that? And then, because we're already at like 40 or so, right?
I'll tell you. There is something I do wanna. It's just something short. Something I'm really excited about, guys.
Okay,
Right?
that's scary.
We've all heard of
Right.
Elon Musk and SpaceX, right? Guess
Nah,
what they're
I
about
haven't.
to do?
What?
What?
They want our Lord and Savior Tom Cruise to film a movie in space.
Oh,
Tom Cruise
God.
wanted to do it forever, but now Elon Musk is going to give him the means to do it. There's literally nothing about this movie yet. Nothing, not even a name, nothing. Just the fact that Tom Cruise is going to go up to space, probably die, but we're going to get the best movie ever made in space.
The
You know,
only
you want
movie
to know
ever
what the
made.
movie?
I mean, yeah, but it's still going to be the
I
best.
got an idea for the movie. Are you ready?
Okay.
Halloween 9.
Davis is up there with this super futuristic telescope camera.
And I'm just like, huh, that's interesting. And it's Tom Cruise as Michael Myers, so you can't see his face.
Wow.
And then,
He's like 5'5" Michael Myers.
and so then he kills, all the people on the International Space Station, and that's the movie.
Didn't they make like a garbage like Friday the 13th or something like that in space at one point? I think.
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like
they
they did.
It was Jason. That's where they
You
went to
know
space.
all
That's what
this
it was.
stuff. You guys are
I
crazy.
don't know.
Because I
I'm
love all
ashamed.
those
I'm
movies,
ashamed
man.
to know that.
I mean, there's literally like 10 Jason movies, and they're not good, but they're bad. They're bad good, like they're terrible,
no, they're not.
but you
They're
like
bad,
to watch
bad. They're just bad.
them. You don't know. They're good.
You know
But
what we
it just
need is
seems
more
so
Scream
ridiculous.
We need what?
Scream.
Scream.
I watched
How would
one
you do
of those,
Scream in
and
space?
the one I watched, he was chasing this girl around a motel with a knife, and I was so confused the whole time. There's a swimming pool, and that's all I remember.
I don't remember a motel. I've watched these all decently recent.
Maybe it's
There
just the
was a
swimming pool. I thought it
scary
was a
movie
motel.
that they spoofed it.
Oh, that might have been it. That
Yeah,
would make sense as to why I was confused.
yeah, that might have been it. Is it, at any time in the movie did the guy with the scream mask go "What's up"? Because that was that was.
I didn't watch the whole thing. Actually, I kind of turned it off because it was weird.
Cindy, the TV is leaking.
Ooh.
Is that the one where the girl crawls out of the TV?
Have you ever seen the movie Scary Movie? They just make fun of
Parts
all
of
this.
it.
They just make fun of
Yeah.
all the scary movies, and the girl from The Ring starts crawling out of the TV. She's like, "Cindy, the
Yeah.
TV's leaking." Come on, man, this is a classic.
Dude, I don't know.
She just
All
fights
right.
this ring girl. Whatever, you know what? I don't care. This is dumb.
So how does Tom Cruise do scream in space? That's the question.
I think he ain't going to be behind a mask. It's Tom Cruise, man. The biggest actor currently in Hollywood. He's doing Top Gun, or has done Top Gun again.
Is he really?
Yeah, Top Gun. They just
He did.
No, I
It's
know
not
they're
out
doing
yet, I
Top Gun, but is he actually the biggest actor?
Of course.
He is
He
not.
has been for the
He's
last
the
4
biggest
years.
actor that's still in Scientology.
How dare you?
I just
one
looked
bigger
up
actor.
the top 50 popular Hollywood actors and actresses.
Just scroll on
and
number 1.
This says Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp is number 1.
It was in 2013, to be fair. But
What are you
Yeah,
doing 7 years ago?
Tom Cruise is number
Pirates
10.
of the-
That is not an accurate list there.
Which
Leonardo
Pirates of the Caribbean
DiCaprio.
came out in 2013?
Okay, let's look for 2021. We have to get to the bottom of this before we quit.
There's no. I'm at the bottom, guys. I'm here. Me and Tom are down here. We're waiting for you boys.
You're at the bottom of the list. That makes sense.
Yeah, number 1.
What?
Yeah, 'cause they always do these lists 10-1 or 50-1. Number 1's always you have to scroll on the bottom for number 1 always.
These are the richest. Let's look at the richest ones.
Well, I mean, DiCaprio is probably one of the richest. I don't know.
Jamie Gertz, $3
Who?
billion. She starred in Twister, Crossroads, The Lost Boys. I've only seen one of those.
Those are garbage movies.
All right,
Twister
let's go to
is
number
at
2.
least.
Shah Rukh Khan, the king of Bollywood. All right, Josh, I'll give you this one. Number 3 is Tom Cruise.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll give you that. Net worth is
He's
$570 million. Whew.
Come on.
Number 4
He
is
is
George
like-
Clooney.
He hasn't acted in anything in years.
Who?
George Clooney?
George Clooney.
He was in the
I don't know, I haven't
Stare
seen
at
him.
Goats.
Wow, what a feature film. Come on. I mean, I feel like DiCaprio and all of them are the better ones
Yeah.
as far as actors goes.
See,
Yeah, I would say DiCaprio is like super popular.
DiCaprio only gets the roles that Tom Cruise doesn't want.
I don't
Tom's
know
like,
about
nah,
that.
Titanic's garbage. Let this little
Titanic
scrub
is a
have it."
garbage movie. You know
It
what? I'm
is.
putting it out
It
there.
is.
Well,
It's awful.
It is. Thank you. Thank you.
it is awful, and it's like 4 hours long, and not in a good way. 4
It-
hours long.
It's a weekend love story about people who would never make it in the real world, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this movie pisses me off. I fucking
so
hate
awful.
Titanic.
Man, we found Josh's Achilles heel.
God. The only good part's when they're banging the back of that car. I'm pretty sure I can see a little bit of boob, but you can't tell for sure. God, I hate that movie.
You know, I think Adam Driver is going to be one of the better actors of our lifetime. Like as we're getting older.
Yeah, have you seen him as Kylo Ren? He's outstanding.
Actually, like
I will finish what you started, Darth Vader.
at first I wasn't a big fan of it. I kind of grew to it, but by the end, but the movie Marriage Story on Netflix is what sold me on his acting ability. Like
He's alright.
that, I thought he did pretty well in that. The way he's able to portray all the different emotions. Also,
See,
wait,
I
have you
haven't-
guys seen The Flash, the TV show?
Yeah.
The dude that plays Harrison Wells has like 1,000 freaking parts.
Yeah, that movie. I used to love that show, and it's just gotten stupid. Like, I get it; it's a comic book TV show about a guy who runs fast, but it's gotten stupid.
I mean, regardless, like the guy who plays Harrison, who is this guy? Because he is a pretty good actor too. Tom Cavanaugh. He's
Yeah.
Canadian, so he's automatically better than us.
Okay. Yeah.
I kind of wish we could see him like in a few new movies.
Yeah.
Well, let's make our own movie, and we'll
Okay.
cast him as all the roles because he can do it in the Flash already.
I think that would be interesting. He's never
It'll
been in like a full movie. It's all TV series and
He was
TV
in
movies.
He was in Yogi Bear in 2010, and How to Eat Fried Worms. Why do I remember that name of that movie?
What the
How
fuck?
to eat fried worms?
I've seen that movie. I
remember-
don't remember. Didn't remember he was in it.
Why do I remember this movie? How to Eat Fried Worms.
Yeah, 2006.
I kind
I
of want
don't
to watch
even
this
know.
movie.
His
Alright.
name in this is Dad.
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 All right.
Papa.
This episode's over.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for listening. We're just talking about movies now. Thank you all for listening. Follow us on Twitter, essentially non-one. Bye for now.